Hi everyone, it's Stephanie from Lumeria's Star. Welcome back to my channel. Today what we're going to do is take a look at this new deck that was sent to me for review. This is, and I think I'm pronouncing this right, but I'm not sure, Tarot Des Ambiguites. I don't know. This is by Artisan Tarot, which you may know they are behind the other reproduction decks, primarily Tarot de Marseille decks. They basically reproduce and modernize some of the older Marseille decks. So we're going to take a look at that today. Also, sidebar, I am very nasally, congested. In a previous video I filmed earlier this week, if you had watched it, I shared that I was like getting tested for COVID. Luckily, don't have COVID, don't have the flu, and don't have strep. What I do have is a sinus infection. So on medicines, definitely getting better, but that is why I sound like this. If you know, even if you're noticing, I don't even really know what my voice sounds like on camera. But anyway, home, just kind of taking it easy this weekend and wanted to film some videos to share with you all. So first I wanted to share just kind of what came with the deck. Let's just see what's in this little plastic pouch. We have here, looks like the Ace of Wands. This is just their card, Artisan Tarot. And then these are really pretty. Are these like art cards? Oh, look, they are postcards. That's so cool. So this looks like, oh, what card is that? I don't know, but that is Le Vol des Sorceres. I guess these are all postcards. Grand Dragon Rouge, the red dragon. These are very interesting. Les Cheval de la Morte. Interesting. Okay, and then we have just like a little card to check out their other decks. So you can see they do other reproduction decks. And just like a little ad for some online lectures. So very cool. These are really pretty. Sometimes I like to put these in my little like tarot notebooks, or sometimes I use them as bookmarks. So that's really pretty. I'll put that off to the side. Let me take a sip of water. Okay, so let's take a look at this. I don't know anything about this deck. I do know that I really like the box so far. So this is by Alejandro R. Rozan. And I think Tarot de Ambiguity, like, is it supposed to be Tarot de Ambiguities? The Ambiguous Tarot? I'm not really sure. Again, this is by Artisan Tarot. This box, I don't know if you could see it, but it's got like almost this like tea stained kind of parchment paper color. So it's like black and parchment paper. I will say I do have other Artisan Tarot decks, and their quality is really, really nice. Their printing quality, their boxes are really nice, the tuck boxes, and also the cards tend to be like a linen cardstock, which this is what this is. So they're really nice quality. All right, so let's just take a look at this. So Artisan Tarot, they are linen, so they do tend to get slippy in my hands. Thank you for your purchase. May these cards inspire your reading. Visit our site. So it's kind of just a little title card. I guess here's a little bit about the deck. The Tarot de Ambiguities, again, I don't know if I'm even pronouncing that right, is a reimagination of the Tarot de Marseille, faithful to its style and inspired by its symbolism. A vibrant narrative emerges from its evocative art, hand-drawn by Alejandro R. Rozan in Cuba. Details of this original deck are explored in Tarot Shapeshifter, its guidebook written by Stephen Bright in the UK. Oh, that's interesting. I don't have any of Stephen Bright's decks, but I know he's a big name in the tarot community. These powerful images were designed to enhance the intuition of seasoned readers and excite newcomers to the rich and evolving tarot tradition. Cool. Okay, so let's just take a look. So I already like compared, I should have had my original Artisan Tarot deck in here for comparison, but that one is a very like crisp, like black and white and primary colors. This one isn't white. Again, it's that like parchment paper. So this already feels a little bit like more like old world, I guess you could say. This is also really interesting that it seems like the dog in the original Fool card and the Fool have switched places. So maybe that's the ambiguous spin to this deck. I don't know, but again, these are just first impressions. Okay, so Les Bateliers. You know what's funny is I took 4 years of French in high school and it's completely all lost. I like to think it's not, but it's totally gone. Anyway, we have our magician here. It looks, again, is this strange, ambiguous, like there's 3 arms and there's 3 legs. Is that a leg to the table? So this kind of has like a, this is interesting. There's something like, there's like a strange twist to this deck, which is very up my alley. So I'm kind of liking this so far. La Papesse. Look at this little face right here. We've got the Empress. She's very pretty. Our Emperor. Okay, nothing too strange there, but again, I really like, you can see that like tea staining, makes it look quite old. We've got our Hierophant, or the Pope, Le Pape. L'amour, or the Lovers. So interesting that the middle person here is naked and also seems to be being fondled. Hopefully that's consensual. Interesting. Okay, the Chariot. So we've got like human faces on the sphinxes that are originally here. We've got a sun and moon here. That's interesting. Justice. Now we've got a head in one part of the scale, and that looks like an anatomical heart. So I feel like there's like a thing here with like severed heads and limbs, maybe. That's a vibe. Yeah, see here, the Hermit. This looks like where the hermit's head is where the lantern is, and where the lantern is, that's where his head is. So it's like switching places, very similar to the Fool. It switched the Fool and the dog. Interesting. Okay, so we've got our Wheel of Fortune. Got another head here. Got a bunch of hands. Really interesting. And again, we have switched here with the traditional lion and the woman. They have been switched in La Force, or strength. So maybe that's kind of the vibe of the tarot ambiguities. Like we've just kind of switched things around, turned them up on the side of their head. I don't know. La Pendule, or the Hanged Man. I like his face here. Do you see him? He's sticking his tongue out. Okay, we've got our Death card, which is really quite beautiful. I do like that. I love how all the flowers and all the like ornate designs that we would probably see in the minors, they're literally growing out of the skeleton, which I think is a really nice depiction of death. Like even with the skeletons and decay, we are still in a process of being birthed and growing. So I do really quite like that card. All right, Temperance. This seems like a standard Temperance card. We have the angel wings here that are taking up a pretty large part of the art. And we've got the water here kind of creating that lemniscate. Interesting. We've got our Devil. And interesting, the like the supplicants here, usually which are down at the bottom, they're at the top. That's an interesting take. I don't remember if that's what it looks like in the regular Marseille. And the devil has two different arms here. One is blue and one is like brownish. And we've got a face in the stomach too. La Maison Dieu, which is the house of God or the tower. That one seems pretty standard, I think. I'm not seeing anything too outlandish there. L'étoile, so the star, again, we have switched things up a bit. So the star is actually where the person's head is, and we've got the severed head floating in the water. Really interesting. And we've got this like black, I don't know if it's supposed to be like a crow or a raven or something. La Lune. So I like this moon card. I like how the moon is actually a figure. We've got arms here. We've got like the crustacean and I guess what's the dog and the wolf. So we've got a lot of the traditional symbolism, but I like how the moon is taking almost like a human form. I think that's pretty cool. Le Sol, or the sun. We've got our solar twins, and we've also got the horse here, which is kind of a nod to like Rider-Waite-Smith with the baby riding the horse, although here the sun is kind of like this old wise man with this beard. Interesting. Got Judgment. It looks like Judgment here is a lot of eyes. Does that look like eyes to you? Le Monde, or the world. It looks like we've got all of the suits represented here, pentacles, batons, swords, and cups. We've got all of the animals in the center here along with the person. Okay, so it looks like we are going into the minors. So we've got a severed arm here, so I don't know if that's supposed to be swords or wands. Yeah, severed limbs seems to be a theme here. Okay, so this is swords because they are curved. So we know this is the suit of swords, and it's interesting we've got hands in here. So I am liking this. I like that this is a bit strange. I tend to like aesthetics that are strange. So this is definitely piquing my interest. Got our 10 of Swords. Valet de bras. What does that mean in French? Does that mean, is that arms? Is that Page of Arms? I feel like that's what that means. Cavalier de bras. Yeah, because I think the swords here, and they do have the hands on them. I think that means arms. I'm going to have to like now check after I do this video. So I think the suit might be the suit of arms as swords, which would make sense with all of these extra hands, almost like severed limbs. Okay, so now I think this is supposed to be wands, and it looks like we have a severed leg. Really interesting. Okay, so 2 of wands, and now instead of hands we have feet. So this is very, very, very interesting. Very ambiguous. So it's kind of living up to its name right now. Got 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. Okay, so valet de jambe. I think that's how you pronounce it. I think that's supposed to be a J. Valet de jambe, that would be legs. Page of legs? Knight of legs? I think. You guys, I might just be on a lot of cough medicine right now. I don't know. I think this means queen of legs. Roi de jambe, king of legs. Yeah, he's holding the wand and there's that extra leg. This is very interesting. I wish this like came with on the intro card, like a little bit more an explanation, but maybe that is the ambiguity of this all. Okay, so I'm loving this Ace of Cups card, which has the anatomical heart. I think that's really beautiful. Really enjoying that. So we've got our beautiful Two of Cups, very traditional in like the composition here, typically what we see in a Marseille deck. And it looks like all the cups have anatomical hearts. These are busy, but I'm really enjoying this kind of dark macabre flair that this is offering. So 10 of Cups. Yeah, so Valet de Coeur. Page of Hearts. Coeur is hearts, right? Yeah. And we've got a heart here and it's like bleeding in the cup. Cavalier de Coeur. Am I saying that right? Yeah, I think this is the suit of hearts as cups. Really interesting. Okay, so this must be our pentacles. I'm guessing this is heads. 2. Yeah, so the pentacles are severed heads. We've got that severed body part theme here. I'm also noticing the other suits had numbers for their pips, and the pentacles or heads does not. So this would be 8, 9, 10. Valet de têtes. Yeah, têtes would be head. Interesting. And he's holding the head and it's bleeding. Cavalier de têtes. Got our heads here. Oh, this is so weird and ambiguous, and I'm kind of digging it. All right, let's just let's do a little shuffle. Let's just lay some cards out for fun. For those of you who follow me, you probably know Marseille is not my traditional card system that I read with. I do read Marseille sometimes, but it's not my system of choice. I'm really more of a Rider-Waite-Smith kind of girl. But I do like having a handful of Marseille decks in my collection, and perhaps when the time is right, I'll do a deeper dive with it. But I'm just really loving the aesthetic of this deck, to be quite honest. And even when I do read Marseille, I tend to either just read it really numerologically, or I do use RWS meanings, or just intuitive. But I've never really studied Marseille like officially. So I will give that as a disclaimer. So I can't speak to a lot of the symbolism or anything like that. All right, so let's just pull some cards and see what they look like. So Cavalier de Bras, which I think is arms, and we get another one. So these are technically supposed to be swords. Oh, these are really pretty. So technically here we've got Knight of Swords, we've got 8 of Swords, and the Lovers. Now, if I were to give an intuitive reading on this, I feel like about something that we're feeling very strongly about in life right now. we're feeling kind of stuck in our own thoughts. And we want to move forward, but we're still just a little bit unclear how. We want things to move quicker than they are. And that can kind of provide a lot of, I don't know, frustration on our part. Let's pull a card for guidance on what to do. So I'm pulling all swords, 3 of swords. Yeah, we're kind of just like in it right now. We're kind of just feeling a little bit heartbroken, a little bit stuck. We might need to heal a little bit before we move forward. Let's pull one more. Oh my gosh, these are, let me do a better job shuffling. So we've got the 6 of Wands. I think if we give it some time to heal, things will be okay. But, you know, sometimes we do just have to kind of like sit in our stuckness sometimes, and that's totally okay. So give it some space, give it some breathing room. Whatever it is that you're feeling blocked on, obviously something very important, give it a little breathing room. Things don't have to move as quickly as you might want them to. If anything, the universe wants you to slow it down. Moving quickly will not get you the results that you want, and that's okay. So that is my my little intuitive reading with this deck, but I am quite liking this. So this is the Tarot Des Ambiguites, not sure. This is by Artisan Tarot. This was sent to me for review. Really quite liking it, and I'm definitely going to play around with this more. I'd love to hear what you all think in the comments below, what your thoughts are on this art style, what this means. Did I get any of the French right? Yeah, let me know down below. If you like this, give it a like. Subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed this. I'm still a pretty new tarot tube channel, so any subscribers is always welcome. And I hope you all enjoyed this, and I will see you all in the next video. Take care, everyone. Bye.